So I'm with Trinity from The Voice, season 28, Team Michael. Trinity, pleasure to meet you.
You as well.
So I gotta ask, I am a huge fan. I don't of The Voice. I don't remember four chair turns, three steals, and a save all within one equation. Can you just speak to that? How awesome is it? I guess the steals are not kind of awesome because you think initially you said you were hurt a little bit. You were kind of joking with Michael. So what does it feel like to have all of that stuff, that praise thrown at you?
It was so unreal for me. I was like, oh my goodness, all this fuss about me, because there are people who didn't get any saves and steals. And, while I do think that, I put my all into the performance, I don't feel like I'm above anybody else in the competition to where, it can't happen to me where I can also go home. So to not only get a save and a steal, but like to have every coach once again fighting over me was it was just like the most validating feeling ever of like just being on that stage and knowing that I'm wanted there.
In your package for the Blind Trinity, you were mentioning about your early experience working and singing opera at an early age. But then also, when did you really actually have that confidence out the gate as far as being just a solo singer? Because I was thinking with just a grounding of music at such an early age, starting at 5, along with the opera training, that confidence might have been right out the gate, but maybe not. So can you tell our listeners where that confidence came from?
So I was like, I had so much anxiety around performing in front of people. It started with my family first, and I just would not sing in front of them. But I think I wanted to pursue my passion, like the desire for that outweighed the fear that I had of actually being on stage. So I would like literally head first force myself to be on stage and any open mic, sign up for it. So it really came over time. It wasn't something that I just naturally got up there and did. Like even to this day, like I still get nervous and it's still a challenge, but I want this more than I'm afraid of doing it. So that's what pushes me.
And speaking of time, Michael said in was basically he was commenting that you could sing the phone book, and a lot of people have said that you can sing. Just your vocal range is really off the charts. Did it take time to get there, or was that something you think that was in your DNA at an early age? Because your range is amazing.
So thank you for that, by the way. I think it came with me being exposed to different styles of music and learning to appreciate all genres. Like the old, like I went to school in Connecticut most of my life, so they really did pour into the arts program when I was there. So we got exposed to like music from the Baroque period and classic opera. And then, I learned jazz when I went to high school. Like that was more the focus of the program. And then college was a jazz program as well. So being exposed to all those different styles of music. And then also like you listen to what your parents listen to. So my mom was like a huge Prince fan. And he was like my first example. I'm like, oh wow, like you can be a black artist and also still not just be R&B or hip hop. You can dabble in rock and pop. And that was really impactful for me. And so I learned to take from all of those places and apply it to my voice.
That's amazing. I am a huge jazz fan, but I'm not an artist like you. What was it like just studying jazz in just in academia, and how does that feed you today as an artist?
So I feel like a lot of the music that I really love, like even R&B music derives from jazz. So when you learn about jazz, you like learn the music history and the music theory that goes along with that. So then you're not thinking about music just in a very spontaneous way. There's like you realize, oh, like there's a math and a science to this, and there's a reason why these notes sound good over this chord. And once you really like get that down and you're able to apply it where you want, it just becomes so much fun. So learning jazz was a lot of fun. I wouldn't say it's like my favorite genre, but I will say it's absolutely responsible for a lot of my favorite songs. So I have so much respect for it.
Speaking of that, just what have you learned collaborating with different musicians on The Voice and having a coach like Michael who actually delves into different genres as well? How has that maybe directly influenced your craft, or maybe not, just in big picture sense of the word?
So What I've learned, I would say it was more like a continuation of what I was already learning. Like this show, like I feel like it allowed me to apply everything I was like learning in school. Like funny enough, people think, "Oh, you're not going to need that." And I'm like, "Oh, actually needed all of this." Like working with my battle partner, Jazz McKenzie, she has more of like a gospel soul kind of style in her singing, while, my style is different. And I feel like when you work with people that are different than you, and it forces you to find pockets like where you guys are both complementing each other. So I really enjoyed having to be creative and think outside the box when it came to how we can make our performance memorable. And like obviously we're still battling, but there's an art to it, and like a dance that we do to make sure that we're both coming with something different and pushing ourselves.
I felt like Virtual Insanity was an interesting choice, but I felt that it was really in your wheelhouse because of all the different music influences you were talking about. Am I wrong in this? Am I accurate? How did you think? Because I thought you did a great job with it, with that battles.
Thank you so much. I don't know if it was particularly like in my wheelhouse. I would say, I won't say that it isn't. I just wasn't expecting that choice. So it caught me off guard, but it put me in a good position to like push myself and explore that part of my voice. That much I can say.
For your blinds, when I think it was Nile and Snoop, they were mentioning the Invoke track, how just, it's not a solo track, and they were marveling at your performance. Why was that song perfect for you? Because it would seem like a very hard song to sing since it's just not a solo type of song, and you made it your own. It's very cool too.
That song, I would never think like, oh, that song is perfect for me. I mean, honestly, in that moment, I just kind of felt like sink or swim. Like, I had to make sure I was giving my all for that song. I mean, it worked out perfectly. I'm not saying that it was intimidating as a song, but it's like a collaborative effort between, the show and the artists about like certain song choices. So while I do enjoy the song, I've never actually like sang it before this audition. So I was like, okay, I wonder how this is gonna go and what I can do to make it my own. And I feel like it worked out perfectly fine, and I'm glad people enjoy it.
Yeah, I really loved your package during the blinds. You got really emotional and you're talking about your mother. And that's a great, what did you think of the package, number one? And then on top of that, how cool was it to watch not just your performance, but seeing your folks just react and be supportive throughout your performance when you watch it on television, however you saw it. And that must have meant a lot to you personally.
It did mean a lot to me. And to watch my blind again for the first time, honestly, the same emotions I had that day on the stage came like rushing back to me. And I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe this is me up here doing, like, I know I did it already, but watching it back and seeing how, like, this is my first TV show experience. So seeing how production like put together my clips so beautifully, it was just, I just have no words. Like I was just floating. I was on a cloud watching myself back. I was just very proud of what I did, and seeing my parents so proud. They were just as proud watching it back with me as they were standing on the stage beside me. It was just really a cool moment, and I'm glad that I made myself proud, but like also everyone back home is just elated.
Trinity, on your bio, you mentioned music as a means of communication. And since you've been steeped in music since you were a child, when did you realize that music was going to be a lifelong love, passion, and craft for you? And when did you realize that a big part of it was because not to show your own talents, but to communicate to others and make that connection on both sides of that situation, I guess?
I would say I realized that I wanted to like really pursue it when I noticed that it was the thing that I was like, oh, I'm like really good at this. I should keep doing it. I feel like when you're good at something, one thing, you're like, it gives you the confidence to just keep getting better at it. So once I noticed the reactions that I would get after singing, or, you know, writing a little lyric or something like that. I just felt like, okay, maybe I should like stick to this and explore this further. And then I loved it. And I'm like, oh, mom, can I go sign up for this performing arts high school? I want to go here. And then I want to be around people that are like minded. And then once you're in those spaces, it just encourages you because you see so many great people and you're like, oh, I want to be like that. And I'm learning from this person. And you're taking things, you're learning. And the more I poured into it, it just poured right back into me. And I was like, no, I really have to do this. I can't have some plan B. Like, this is what I want to do with my life.
Trinity, final question is just moving forward post The Voice, what where do you see the road ahead for you? And yeah, thank you for your time.
No, thank you for your time. What I see in the road ahead, I hope to be singing a lot of my own original music on, very big stages, in the next few years. I'm hoping that is the reality. I'm hoping that, I have people that resonate with the original work that I plan to put out. And I'm just excited to see what that journey looks like moving ahead. But honestly, it's something I can't even wrap my mind around in this moment. I just am hopeful that it will happen soon.
In that original work, it's just a sneak peek because you mentioned Prince, my favorite musician, period. And there's just so many different layers. Can you actually hone in on what your original music will be or not? Because it's such a diverse flavor for you as an artist.
Yeah, I would say that what I've created so far, the stuff that I have out now, I feel like I released it when I was a bit younger, wrote it, more in my college days. But what I've discovered with myself, I'm more into like genre bending sounds. So I do have a lot of rock influence in my music. There's a lot of jazz and R&B also in there. Like it's very pop. Like it's a genre bending experience is what I would say. And I'm combining all the music genres that I love, and I hope that it resonates with people. But I do make my art for me, and I just hope that gets across.
Trinity, thank you so much for your time. And do you read the comments at all? Because I talked to some artists and they said they stay away from it. Some people read it just for feedback. Where do you stand? Are you, on that? Is that sort of surreal and hard to take or cool to take?
Oh, so at first I was like not reading the comments. I didn't want to know. I was like, if you hate me, I don't need to know about it. But I don't know. I just feel like I'm not gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody doesn't like me, it's not the first time that that would happen. I just feel like I don't want to trap myself in a bubble of not knowing what people are saying, but I would say when I went to go check, I felt like most people were feeling me, in comparison to those who weren't. Like it's a very small percentage of people that are like, no, I don't like this girl, but they're also entitled to the opinion. Like, and I knew that going into this, that once you open yourself up to the public eye, people are going to have opinions on you. And honestly, the first thing that I said to my mom, because she was worried about how I was going to take this, and I just said, honestly, mom, a few days ago, nobody even knew who I was. So the fact that they're talking about me at all is like kind of cool. I don't know. Like that was just the way I saw it.
Well, biasly, Trinity, you're awesome. You're just one of my favorite artists on any season. So I really love your stuff. Looking forward to the music that you're going to release and continued success.
Thank you so much.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. For more movie and television reviews and interviews, please subscribe to my Deepest Dream channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, thanks so much for your support. Take care.